Good morning to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and here's what's up in the tropics. It is Monday, the 29th of August, 2022. I'm up early this morning. I'm actually down in Orlando, Florida, getting ready to head over to the Cape to watch the Artemis 1 rocket launch. I'm going to be joined by a couple of colleagues. Hopefully that all goes smooth by the time you see this. But first, let's take a look at what's happening out there as we start the week. Several areas to watch in the Atlantic as things start to come to life here as we round out the last couple of days of August. This is the 5-day map. The area in red, 91L, that's what we are most interested in, I do believe. This area over here in yellow, eventually the Northwest Caribbean, I believe that is the GFS, just playing fantasy cane, as we call it. I'll show you what I mean about that in just a moment. Satellite animation, still a lot of deep thunderstorms out there, a lot more in the way of convection, just all over the Atlantic basin, part of that favorable Madden-Julian oscillation period that we are currently in. Look at this right off the coast of Africa, quite an impressive Western Pacific looking monsoon trough setup out there. Just a lot of dry air to the north that does come off of Africa, and the slightly cooler waters in the northeastern part of the Atlantic out that way that keeps this from spinning out giant hurricanes, because otherwise that is a very favorable looking setup. This right here is 91L. A very large and sprawling system trying to battle that dry air, and even some stronger upper level winds. Conditions out there semi-favorable right now for this to go on to develop in the coming days. And then finally over here in the Caribbean Sea, nothing really coming together out that way. Again, the GFS kind of taking any energy that it can get as a flaw in the modeling, and it turns it into something, and it was heading towards Texas and Mexico. We've seen that the last several days. I think that's finally beginning to change as the GFS kind of coming back to reality. Looking at the vorticity signature, there really isn't much to see in the Caribbean Sea, so we really won't worry about that area. Notice this, though, this little yellow area right off of the North Carolina coast. We're going to watch that. I'll show you a tweet here in just a minute. Kind of a sneaky little system that may come in and grab a name before all is said and done here. But then this really stands out. That is 91L. Pretty likely to go on to develop. I mean, the National Hurricane Center does have 80% probability with that, so that makes sense. All right, here's that tweet here from our friend Eric Webb. Yeah, while we are all watching 91 and 92L out there in the Atlantic, this other system out here, sneaky little area, surface trough coming off the East Coast right now. That vorticity is out there. I showed you that. 0Z GFS and other modeling suggest that it could develop into a subtropical cyclone, meaning that it has more of a loose wind field. The energy is spread out over a larger area, kind of a hybrid system. But the water temperatures up that way are warm enough that it wouldn't surprise me if this became a brief tropical cyclone, a named tropical storm over the North Atlantic there, only affecting shipping interests, but something to watch for sure. All right, so this is the Euro, the very latest Euro going out to 7 days. Notice there's nothing in the Northwest Caribbean Sea like the GFS has been showing, and the GFS is finally starting to back away from that idea. So we will be watching this right here, 91L, as it gradually gets better organized. There's really not much to say about it just yet until and unless we get an actual low-level circulation, something out there, a depression, to develop, because right now it's all just in the model. Nothing exists out there yet except a seedling and some vorticity down at the surface. We don't have a developed system, so the modeling is helpful, but don't look at it too closely in terms of trying to make any decisions or any judgments about what could be happening over the next week or so. This goes out to 1 week here on this particular run. This is the 0Z coming in right now as I'm putting this all together, but this is what it looks like. We'll watch this over the coming days. Lots of possibilities. We know how this can go, and let's just wait and see when and if something does develop. Like I said, I'm in Orlando, Florida. As soon as I'm done with this and I edit it and put it all together, I will publish it, schedule it for a little bit later so you guys don't get notifications at 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, after this, I'll be heading over to the Cape, and I will join my friend Mike and Brent, our colleagues, as well, and we'll watch that rocket launch. Hopefully all goes smooth between 8:30 and 10:30 Eastern Time. All right, that is it from me for today. I'll be back home and in the office tomorrow. We'll do another update like this tomorrow morning, and then a complete hurricane outlook and discussion tomorrow afternoon. As always, thanks for tuning in. This has been What's Up in the Tropics from Florida here. Mark Sudduth, I'll talk to you again tomorrow.